the Supreme Personality. When Jesus was brought before Pontius Pilate, which is the ruling principle of the sense plane or the carnal will, Jesus explains that the kingdom is reality and the world ego has no power. Pilate represents the world ego, who thinks it has power over truth because it believes it is real. This is the purpose of man-made laws, laws that have no basis in truth. The only law is the law of one only. The awakened consciousness is the individual materialism consciousness that knows soul, the only presence, the only truth. Pontius Pilate symbolizes the external circumstances that seem to be overwhelming. Pilate is mind, scoffing at the awakened consciousness, bearing witness to truth. From the mental, the common position of power, Pilate's position is illusory, but believes truth is optional, inconsequential, and can be defined any way it wants. The transposing, where transposing means cause two or more things to change places with each other. 2. Transfer to a different place or context. 3. To write or perform a musical composition in a different key, or to exchange the position of two things in their latest production that has been reworked. Transposition also means to change in form, appearance, or use. The purified state of consciousness brought to the forefront in Christianity is what the name Jesus symbolizes in terms of the word Christ. Eons before the word Jesus was established, the sacred feminine term is Isis. Even further, Krishna. It is Pontius Pilate's encounter with the awakened consciousness that represents the transposing of the carnal will, the crucifixion of the world ego. Once Christ consciousness is actualized, the insubstantial is readily overcome by the substantial. The Christ material consciousness is the ultimate source of power and authority, which gives sovereignty to the individual materialism consciousness. The reflection, mirrored objectively by the limited personality. The individual materialism consciousness, Padmasambhava, signifies an internal awakening state within the external limited personality. This union births the Supreme Personality, whose body becomes an avatar of the internal reflection of the sublime. Because most of the external teachings of ultimate reality are formed through a patriarchal lens, which focuses on the exoteric versus esoteric, hidden or secret wisdom. Even most of the sacred scriptures and commentaries have lost their true meanings. Titles like Prajna Paramita and other tantric literature has been lost to modern scholars who, due to no direct experience or experiencers, mislead. Misinterpret. And this is due to external propagation towards what is the internal reality. The cultural intercourse between India and Tibet have severed the unity and emphasizing a multiplicity of entities or being rather than the raising of consciousness. As above, so below signifies soul, the only presence is tacitly implied as the inner personality. Tacit refers to an agreement or approval, or approving to something and approving it without actually saying so. In using this reference, one is using this analogy of being quiet or silent by nature, which would symbolize the inner silence. In India, the Supreme Personality is Krishna, characterized by unlimited opulences and the source of all incarnation. This goes against an only presence due to there being 10 separate avatars over time. These 10 avatars in Tantra teachings are the Mahadevas, or levels of consciousness. In astrology, they represent the 10 signs of the zodiac. In reality, these are the steps to transcending the fallen states. Adding Rahu and Ketu, or sun and moon, is the achievement of enlightenment and the reflection. In the end, all signifies one without a second. The individual materialism consciousness, the reflection of Christ material consciousness, is what makes the limited consciousness within a body a supreme personality and elevates the physical body to an avatara. The placing of an inconceivable power towards a person's ability is unrealistic. The subconscious, the fallen state, and one must realize its non-existence, the world ego. The reclamation of the subconscious return to an immaculate origin is also represented as Nagarini, the perfecter of the faith. Faith means complete trust or confidence in truth. Faith is rooted in one's commitment without apprehension, and the perfecting of faith brings the awakened consciousness to rest in total trust that came from the fulfillment of the promise, Christ consciousness, and the revelation of soul, the only presence. Individual materialism consciousness is apparent. As the arrival of a Supreme Personality. The world ego is acknowledging dark times as expressed by current popular characters. The dark times prophesied by Padmasambhava is known for prophecies regarding Kali Yuga, a period of decline and suffering, hence the dark times. These prophecies also mention the rise of the elements, including extreme weather events and potential misuse of technological advancements. The prophecies are not proof of the character, but are authenticating supreme consciousness within a Supreme Personality. There is no irony that both the words perfecter and proof are tied to printing, which means dissemination, issuance, delivery, echo, replica, etc. While perfecter reflects complete in character and obedience, proof is the act or process of proving. Also, anything serving or intended to establish truth means conclusive evidence, substantiation, and validation. A Supreme Personality is not about the physical, but about the inherent consciousness alone. The Supreme Personality is the result of the cultivation of wisdom and the transposition of the internal integrity, which is the core message of individual materialism consciousness, Padmasambhava. The word lotus means Padma with Sambhava, signifying the beginning or source of something, where this may refer to being sourced from the sublime. This flowering signifies enlightenment of the character and the attaining the ultimate truth. Sambhava, something from which another thing originates, and also means possibility, referring to the highest form or state of attainment. Here, Sambhava explains individual materialism consciousness, the rising into being, produced from the lotus or womb, Christ consciousness, the abode of soul, the only presence. Sambhava, a coming together, union. Padmasambhava, often called the second Buddha or inner teacher, means the reflection of the inner reality. In the metaphysical Bible, perfection is a state of consciousness completely free from any shadow of negation. Perfection, attainment of. Biblically, Jesus said, "Ye therefore shall be perfect, as truth is perfect." A prophecy currently attributed to the Hopi Indians is the prophecy of the iron bird, which states, "When the iron bird flies, and horses run on wheels, foretelling the scattering of the Tibetan people across the earth. The individual materialism consciousness, Padmasambhava, or the arisen subconscious purified, is within as a supreme personality whose body becomes an avatar, the one whose wisdom eye is open